So Aries, your week commencing the 16th of December forecast begins with your ruler Mars still in retrograde, but continuing to forge a tremendously vibrant link to Mercury. The difference is that Mercury is now uninhibited by the retrograde. So Mercury's in that part of your chart along with the Sun, which is very much about being adventurous. So you could find yourself thinking a lot about travel plans or how you can open up your world in some kind of exciting way. Mars's retrograde doesn't blight that as such, because I feel the combination between Mars and Mercury is so potent, and also the North Node in your sign is forging such a brilliant angle to the position of Pluto in your direction of long-term planning. That too can give you the instincts and just the nous to tune in for what's right for you. It's just the energy of that full moon. Because as much as you may want to widen your world and be more dynamic in your approach, if there is something that's just permeating in the back of your mind, it may be some doubts, it may be a little bit of lack of self-belief, it may be some anxiety, maybe it's to do with how sincere someone is being. But you know, if that is the case, I wouldn't really be surprised, because since 2012, as much as you've heightened your perception and understanding of your inner world and things to do with healing, it's possible that there have been some profound disappointments. And those disappointments may at some level still be within you. For some people, the betrayal could have been almost haunting. So the square between the Sun and Neptune at the heart of this week is something you could feel particularly aware of. But what it can also do is provoke your imagination, and you could find yourself bringing up memories from the past and revisiting them with your lens of knowledge now. And the important thing is, if you do that, which could be a very healing process, is that you're not too hard on yourself about that past. You're not the person you are now as you were then. You've gained a lot of knowledge and experience. But if you are needing to work with people or be around people where you don't really feel that they're quite as upfront and honest as they could be, I definitely think you should keep your guard up just that little bit. But if you are attending a festive party towards the end of this week, the delicious link between Venus and Jupiter, despite the fact that Jupiter is in retrograde and in a sign it's detrimented in, could still see some bubbly interaction, and perhaps there could be a connection with someone that you really like. But the other big picture, along with Neptune being in your 12th house since 2012, was undoubtedly Pluto being in your 10th house since 2008. The 10th house very much to do with your work. If you've gone through some big alterations over that time, again, it wouldn't be a surprise. But Pluto, of course, has gone now. It's in Aquarius for the long term. But because of the winter solstice, that's going to evoke some feelings, I feel, around what you're doing. If you're really settled and happy and fulfilled in your life role, this is going to be an opportunity to springboard forwards over the following 13 weeks, round to the time when the Sun enters your sign, to really get even busier, cementing in the success that you've gained. But if you have been going through a big transition and you do need to reset, this can be a seminal moment, particularly because of the T-square to the nodal axis. So you may find yourself pausing and thinking, am I on the right track? And that's where I feel having Venus, but particularly Pluto in your 11th house, is asking you to keep the lines of communication open, but to people you do feel you can relate to. So if there have been huge changes around work and you feel that another change is required, I think one of the guiding principles for you should be to be with people that are comfortable to be around, that perhaps share your values. You know, whether it's talking about football, whether it's talking about philosophy, you do need to have a little bit of kinship. It's not just having the job The status or the money alone probably won't be enough for you now. There's something more that you're needing, a greater sense of purpose. And that really is perhaps what the story of this week is about. Don't doubt yourself, but you have a chance to expand. You have a chance to book some travel. You could go off and have a wonderful time, but just be aware that your subconscious, your psychological side is really turned up to max this week, and it is going to be important to be tuned into it. Have a great week, Aries, and please do check out your year 2025 personal forecast and get your free gift of your Zodiac General, Love, Chinese and Vedic written forecast.